Better days ahead. As a student, it was hard, always trying to beat the trains, always trying to make it to classes on time and get those reports done. But I was also working as well and taking care of my boy. So, on top of racing to Pace Campus every day, I had to bring my son to St. Benedict's School in New Jersey. So, on this day, it was incredibly crazy. The train was running late. I nearly missed the bus, and of course, I had to see my sunshine off to school. I finally made it to World Trade. I ran as quickly as I could, racing through the giant mall, zigzagging through the tourists and shoppers. I was sweating. I nearly dropped my bag as I ran up the steps. My tongue was out, and my lips were wet with anticipation of not missing that train, because New Yorkers know that feeling really well. And then there it was. It was there, sitting just idle as if to tease me. I heard the conductor. It was leaving. And then I saw him. A random man. He was waving me on with a smile of amusement, like I was some baseball player running for first base. Come on, let's go, hurry! Even in my rushing, I could tell he found this amusing. The train was packed, but I didn't care. I ran in and the doors closed. Some riders gave me a few scathing looks, but I ignored them. The main thing was I made it, and I was on my way. The train then did that little shake and jerk before moving out, and I nearly lost my footing when someone grabbed my arm. I looked up, and it was him, the same man who was hurrying me along to his amusement. Careful, he said with a smile, and then brought his forearm up. Grab onto me. Now, normally I wouldn't do such a thing. It was, after all, unethical. I mean, this man was asking me to hang onto his arm. Who does that? Was he a pervert? Did he just want me to touch him? These were the things racing through my mind as I quickly checked him over. He was in unironed Dockers with Nike Air Force Ones with a plaid untucked collared shirt that needed even more ironing as well. He had a cap on, and he was handsome. With his green eyes, while his teeth were coffee-stained, I overlooked that for his kindness. So with great reluctance, I grabbed on, and it was a good thing too. The train jerked again, and I would have definitely been thrown into someone. Thank you, I said as I looked up to him. I didn't mean to, but I smiled and gave him a disarming look. He smiled, looked ahead, and then looked at me again. No problem. The fucking trains suck. Coming from a Christian upbringing, I was nearly taken aback by the random cursing, but I said nothing and smiled, agreeing with him. Yeah, I don't know what I would have done if I missed this train. I'm meeting my friend upstate on our campus. He nodded and smiled and then looked at me with the most devilish, mischievous look. You know, you owe me dinner now, right, for getting you on the train? The rascal. He smiled and then winked at me. I was nearly flabbergasted. This man telling me, a woman, I owe him dinner? Well, I said to myself, I'll fix him. I'm sorry, but isn't the man supposed to take the lady to dinner? I responded without missing a beat, as I confidently smirked and blinked in such a way that it added extra meaning behind those words. While the man didn't miss a beat himself, I couldn't tell if he was either impressed, shocked, or amused by my very quick reply. Okay, fair enough. And what would you like? I returned a devilish smile of my own as I replied, lobster. Now the shock was evident on his overly confident features. Going for the jugular, I see. He laughed and nodded. Okay, fair enough. I smiled and nodded. Of course I am. You want to be smart, that's what you get. Of course I thought that, but didn't say so. So once we established that, we decided to exchange numbers once we got off this sardine. It would have to be a fast exchange. I was, after all, late and had to meet my coworker. 5 stops later, we hit Grand Central, and with the rush of bodies, we got off. I was fast trying to run up the stairs, and he was right there with me. We exchanged numbers, and it seemed like he wanted to talk more, and of course I'd have obliged him, but I had to really go. I had less than a minute. We said goodbyes, and I never looked back. Side note, I was so worried I would never hear from Michael after our encounter, I put this on Craigslist. Turns out I didn't have to.